With the national elections expected to take place in about 3 months, one of the major things that should be in place in time are the voting materials or ballot papers. The Electoral Commission has been handling the procurement of ballot papers worth over 200 billion shillings, and the best evaluated bidders for the various lots have already been published. The companies include Toll Security Printers UK, Uniprint South Africa, United Printing and Publishing from the United Arab Emirates, Adare Sek Limited UK, Al Gharair Printing and Publishing Company United Arab Emirates. Local printers have petitioned PPDA, citing unfair procurement process that saw no single local company making it to the list of best evaluated bidders. PPDA has now written to EC halting the procurement of ballot papers.
This is not about law, it's about logic. Look at the money going to go out within 1 month to print ballot papers, which can be done from here. And then you look at what inflation you are going to get after that. Because it's something which can be managed locally. When you manage it locally, you look at the people who have got some jobs on that. Now you go to you take everything to South Africa. You are donating money.
When I received this complaint yesterday, today I've written to Electoral Commission halting this procurement. I'm sending a team on Monday, which is 5th of October, to review these files and confirm these allegations.
According to Paul Bukenya, the Electoral Commission Deputy Public Relations Officer, there are several reasons why local companies did not meet the requirements.
For ballot papers being so sensitive like that, and so I think there's a challenge of capacity within the region, within Uganda, and it is clear. It came out in the doing the due diligence. So the farms themselves on their own admission state that they are limited in several areas, and for a job as sensitive and complex as ballot papers, you want to consider that when you're making a decision.
One of the issues raised about the procurement is the variation in prices, where what was indicated in the bid document allegedly doesn't tally with what was published after evaluation.
When you look at our letter of PPDA, we compare them clearly. How much money the government is going to lose by using a foreign company to print ballot papers than using the local companies.
That when you are evaluating and you find that one of the bidders or a number of bidders committed an error in their pricing, in their calculation of the total price, then that should be corrected and the bidder who made that error be informed to accept. Actually, it has even time element. He has to accept within 5 days of communication. But that communication must also be given to the other bidders who participated. So if it is coming at the tail end at the display, then that is not acceptable.
The budget for 2020 is higher than the budget for 2016. So there are, cost pushers. There are areas that have pushed the cost of the elections high, and they are all explained in all the procurements that we're doing, whether it's the technology, the ballot papers, the staffing levels, the number of districts, even the number of registered voters has increased.
If the Electoral Commission sticks to their guns and they say whatever arithmetic errors that you are pointing out could have been the case, and they just say, for us, that's the amount of money we are going to spend on these ballot papers, what are you going to do about it?
If it was not there and then created by the evaluation committee, then that one becomes a serious matter on the part of the evaluation committee. But then on our part, we don't allow it. We don't accept that it continues.
According to the Uganda Printers and Packaging Association, in 2016, one of the companies managed to print 12 million ballot papers for the Electoral Commission meant for the LC3 elections. Also, during the same time, another company managed to print about 12 million ballots for the NRM primaries. One of the reasons as to why the local printeries were disqualified was the fact that they lacked the experience of 3 similar contracts of printing out ballot papers. And that is something that continues to daunt them. And as a result, some of the printeries or the printers are lying idle.
When you talk about you don't have 3 similar contracts you have ever done, yes, we don't have them because you have never given us what? A chance to print.
One of the other areas under which some of the local companies failed to meet the required specifications was failure to state the time frame. According to Turamye, the discretion is on the EC to call and find out or disqualify a company basing on that.
Deliver elections are in February. I didn't indicate when I'm going to deliver, and you deliver in April. They are not relevant.
How fast are you going to handle this matter to ensure that time is not lost?
Just within 1 week.
The ballot paper procurement process is another test for the Buy Uganda, Build Uganda policy, where local companies cannot meet the set requirements, and yet they do not have the opportunities to build their capacity if they are not entrusted with substantial projects. Sudil Biarhanga, NTV.